Ron, surprising as it may be, there are people here in our valley, in our country, indeed in the world. Though for our purposes, let's talk about the valley. There are people in our valley here who are different. Many, in fact yours truly, would say that they are strange. They are weirdos. They don't think the same way that decent, God-fearing people, and I certainly include you and I near the top of that list, they don't think the same way that decent, God-fearing people do about the issues of our day. They don't share our moral certainty, our absolute conviction regarding what lies beyond the grave. Some of them, ridiculous as it sounds, some of them think that there will not even be a final judgment with an afterlife of eternal heaven or hell. Now, Ron, what do we do about these different people, these things, if you will, whom many would call a godless, immoral leprosy on the skin of a right-thinking nation?
Well, Vic, these type of people, these fruity nutcases, are always going to be with us. You're always going to have a whacked-out lunatic fringe running around out there who doesn't even acknowledge, as we do, and as all righteous, ethical, decent people do, the inevitability of Armageddon. We know Armageddon will occur. We know the believers will be saved. We know the non-believers will perish in flames, so that should be some consolation. But as to what we can do about these doped-out, idiotic morons, we may as well forget about them, because what else can we do? We certainly can't kill them all.
Ron, why not? Why can't we kill them all? Hear me out now. If you are driving in your car and you come upon a red light and you drive through that red light, if you are caught, you are going to pay a traffic ticket. You are going to pay the penalty which society has decreed appropriate for breaking that particular automotive sanction. Now then, in a religious society such as ours, a society built on belief in God, if a person attempts to question existence, if a person attempts to think for his or herself, don't we have just as much right to kill these types of mutant subhumans? Because if we can regulate cars on our highways, surely we can mandate under penalty of death single-lane conformity on the expressways of our minds.
In principle, you're right. In principle, I agree with you. We should be allowed to kill these people. But after we do, after the bloodbath, the seed of our problem would still remain, because unless we are prepared to root out the causes of different types of thought...
You're talking now about books, libraries?
Books, libraries, any form of communication. If an impressionable youngster can walk into a bookstore and purchase The Stranger by Albert Camus and be allowed to read, "I laid my heart open to the benign indifference of the universe."
Filth, garbage.
Once they're allowed to read that kind of excrement, they may begin to think. And when they think, they'll begin to question. And then we'll have to start killing all over again.
Well, Ron, there are those who would say, kill the non-believers, burn the libraries, burn the books, and control the airwaves in the mighty name of the true God. But I guess that's a topic for another day.
Look, it would be nice to have the freedom to kill godless people. There's no question about that. But for now, all we can do is marginalize them, gradually restrict their rights, and feel smug, arrogant, and morally superior as we shape society in the image of our God.